Welcome to today's edition of 3 Minute Halacha. What's the status of snow on Shabbat? It would seem to be that snow that fell on Shabbat should be prohibited because it's considered nolad, something newly created, the most severe form of muktzah. And yet, we know that Chazal considered rainwater something that was permitted to drink on Shabbat, even if it rained just on Shabbat, because they understood that rain is really moisture that was already present before Shabbat in the clouds. So it wasn't created on Shabbat. Essentially, snow should be the same thing since it's just cold, crystallized rain. And so, according to most opinions, clean snow is not muktzah. The definition of clean is snow that once melted would be suitable for a person or an animal to drink. However, Rav Moshe Feinstein in the Igrot Moshe disagreed. And he felt that, first of all, snow should be muktzah because we really have no use for it. We don't let it melt on Shabbat to be able to use for water. In addition, he considered it might be a problem of nolad, since while we understand that rain already exists in the clouds, that's not a perception regarding snow. See the Igrot Moshe in the fifth volume of Orach Chaim, Siman Chafbet Sif Lamed Zayin. And the same would be true, obviously, of snow that had fallen before Shabbat. According to Rav Moshe, we have no use for it, and therefore it'd be muktzah. According, however, to the majority of opinions, if the snow was still clean, it's not considered muktzah. Now, even though snow might not be muktzah, are you allowed to shovel it on Shabbat? For that, there's a number of different reasons why it should be prohibited. One is what's called tircha, that it's an extreme exertion on Shabbat. The second is that it's uvdin dechol, a regular weekday activity. And it might also be something that's referred to as zilzul Shabbat, which means that you're disgracing the very nature of Shabbat by shoveling snow on Shabbat. See again, Igrot Moshe Orach Chaim, the fourth volume, Siman Samech. However, when it comes to just melting snow via salt, that should be permitted because it's an indirect way of melting it. And in fact, according to the Shmirat Shabbat Kilchata, if there's a concern that the snow has turned into ice and that it's dangerous, it's a public hazard, it's actually a mitzvah to spread salt on Shabbat to make sure that no one gets hurt. This, of course, is making the assumption that there's an eruv present. And yet, there may even be a situation without an eruv, but if it's not a biblically prohibited reshut harabim, public thoroughfare, it might even be permitted to salt, ice, or snow, even on Shabbat in that kind of case. Now, Reb Tzvi Pesach Frank did differentiate between soft snow that had not yet frozen and snow that was already hard and attached to a roof, in his case, or to the ground. If it was hard already and already attached, he considered it a problem of soter, which is another prohibition on Shabbat, and therefore would be a bigger problem of trying to break that ice off or to remove it, whereas if it was still soft, it could be permitted. There are many other questions regarding snow on Shabbat. Can you make a snowman? Throw snowballs on Shabbat? Just to name a couple, and they will be dealt with in a future 3 Minute Halacha.